Contextual advertising has been around for more than a decade, but I think, as the saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention. And I think in the case of contextual advertising, necessity is the mother of reinvention. And what is driving that is, as third-party cookies go away, as marketers really start to think about how they're placing their dollars, contextual offers an opportunity to reach consumers in a relevant medium at scale. However, it's important for us to also think about, this is what consumers want. We got so focused as an industry on the who and the how that we forgot about the what. And when it comes to reaching consumers in a place where they are not feeling tracked, but actually that there are natural adjacencies, we see that they respond better from a perception standpoint, from a consideration standpoint. So the way that it is now changing, it isn't just about trying to attach your brand to specific keywords, but actually using context, truly thinking about bringing in AI and NLP to really understand the context in which words are being said and how to align messaging. That is really what we're focused on in terms of this next reinvention of contextual advertising.
It's almost like the broader or more all-encompassing sense of contextual. Exactly. And not just keyword.
Yes.
So you talked about it being impactful with consumers, which would be a great thing for advertisers, but I know that, especially as a news-driven organization, there are some concerns around brand safety and sort of contextual suitability. How are you helping advertisers address that?
Sure. This is why it's so important not just to look at it through the lens of keywords, because when there are lots of suitability standards that we put into place, but it is through understanding certain words and how they are talked about in contexts of story. So we understand if an advertiser has aversions to running around, obviously, like many disaster type of events, we are able to take specific words, understand their context, and then appropriately target brands away from or toward certain contextual situations.
With that, that's probably a really good segue into the next question. So what are some innovative things that your organization is doing? And it sounds like you're using NLP and those things to sort of drive contextual forward.
So the Washington Post was very early into this idea of context and advertising. So we built our Zeus Insights product years ago to really help understand that. And what we are doing now is aggressively moving that forward through the use of NLP to really continue to ensure that we aren't either over-engineering keyword block lists so that is inadvertently blocking advertisers from being around very important content that they should be in, but actually understanding increasingly the context and the specificity of certain articles, again, so that they can either surround or opt not to surround them.
The last thing I would say is, or the last question I have is, it seems like as the cookies going away, as we move towards contextual, there is this revitalization of the understanding that news is important and giving people information is important.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like the value exchange is being communicated to consumers now?
I think it is 100%. We see time and time again when brands are running around sophisticated, quality, truthful journalism, perception and consideration goes up every single time. And now I think what you, alluding to a question that you had before, how are we helping advertisers really think about that? We're not only understanding where they want to be, but what they want to say. And so the marriage of context plus this idea of a brand having a voice and a really relevant position and something to say, we are seeing that in essentially super serve the consumer in terms of value.
You're facilitating a space for brands to have a voice in a safe way.
Conversations. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Thank you so much, Joy.
Thank you so much for having me.